Alright, so here we are in the bathroom. Everybody has one of these in their home, I'm sure, with a bathtub. If the roles are reversed here, don't let your wife see you. If you're like me, don't let your husband see you. You're going to wash your cape in your tub. I find this is the easiest unless you have like a really big sink or something, but I find this is good. I run nice cool water. You don't want warm water because that'll speed up bacteria growth. You just want to fill the tub up really nice. I already did one rinse cycle on this guy, sorry guys, but my SD card filled up for whatever reason, and it couldn't keep recording, so I'm like talking and going on, and it's not even filming. So anyway, gonna redo that. So here's our deer, whitetail. We're gonna do a traditional upright mount on this guy due to the customer's request. I don't personally like the uprights, but you know, is what it is. Customer's always right. So we got this guy in the tub here. We're rinsing him. The first bath I like to do degreaser and disinfectant. This is what I use as my disinfectant. I used to buy little bottles of disinfectant and I'd be like, oh no, I don't want to waste it. I want to use just a tiny little bit because it was expensive and whatever. And I actually found out that sorry guys. I actually found out that the guy that I bought my disinfectant off of, this is what he uses. And he would fill the bottles with Mr. Clean and sell them. So here we are with the Mr. Clean. So I like to just do a good dose of that in there. For the degreaser, you guys guessed it, good old palm olive or whatever dish soap, it doesn't really matter. And I just do a good splash of that in there and let this guy sit for a while, rehydrate, because he sat in salt overnight, so it's a little bit dry usually around the ears. So you just want to make sure that's all nice and moist. I'm going to give this guy a really good rinse. He's already pretty clean. You want to do as many rinses as it takes for the cake to come and the water to be clean off the cake. So if this water was really dirty, we would do another bathtub. But this is looking pretty good. Looks pretty clean to me. There's not a lot of blood. There's not a lot of dirt coming out of this cake. So I'm going to make sure now. I had it turned skin side out when I started. So then I turned it hair side out so I could really get in here and work this hair. Go ahead and turn this back skin side out. And you guys, this deer has already been flushed. It's sat in salt overnight. So all the fluids came out of the skin and it's looking pretty good now. So I'm just going to go over my skin one more time and really just give it a really good rinse. Just making sure that there's no blood. Trying to get any chunks of fat or flesh that were on there from fleshing off, because those will leave little lumps under your mount. And then when I'm done washing this cape, I'm just going to go ahead and pick it up, and I'm just going to hang it on my tub rail and let it drip dry for, I don't know, 10-15 minutes. So I just got it hung on my tub railing. I'm just going to bring it out a little bit, help some of that water come out a little bit faster. This is kind of the point where you don't want to leave this sitting all day. So I'm going to let this drip dry for a bit here. Once it's drained most of the way, we're going to grab some towels and I'm going to towel dry this baby. And we're back. So I've let this guy drip dry for a while. He's still sopping wet, but here we are. Drop him on a towel. As promised, guys, this is stuff you get to do at home, so get your towels out, preferably not your good ones, and stretch this guy out, spread him out really good. I've got a couple towels here, so I'll show you what I'm going to do with them. So basically my goal here is to stretch the skin so that every bit of surface area, look how much that neck has shrunk, hey? That's why we got to stretch them. Anyway, make sure that every bit of this, as much as I can of the skin and stuff, is all spread out so that when I roll it up in the towel, it touches every bit of it, because I'm not just trying to squeeze the water out of the hair, I'm trying to squeeze the water out of the skin. Now I've got this towel I'm going to stuff inside of the deer. So I'm just gonna shove that in there. Just for now, we'll do the bottom half. And then stretch them back out. And then cover them up with this towel. Just add another layer and start rolling them up. So this is how I like to do it. I feel like it works pretty good. Roll them up. And then I'm going to sit on him with my knees. Already a good chunk of the water is squished out. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to roll him back hair side out. Alright, so we have a fairly dry white-tailed deer right here. So you can see he's pretty dry. Not, you know, he's not dripping anymore. So that's kind of the goal at this point. We're going to take him now, get him all sewn up. We're going to head out to the studio. Don't worry guys, you can still do this in your house, but we're going to head to the studio because that's where my stuff is. So look at that beautiful nose. Anyway, I never said this was a mature taxidermy channel. I just said it was a taxidermy channel. Welcome to the studio. It's a mess right now, but when is it ever clean, right? All right, let's stitch this guy up. So I don't think I made a lot of holes on this guy, but you can see here, I did a little bit, and I'm just gonna clean up around them here with my dirty scissors. I'm just taking off some of the meat around them, around the holes here. And I mean, guys, don't beat yourself up if you put some holes in them, because even the best taxidermists put holes in the deer, clearly. Because I'm the best, get it? Anyway, I like almost spilled my entire cup of coffee on this deer on my way over here, and that would not have been good. So let me show you the stitch I do. So if you guys get holes past the hairline in your nostril, you don't have to sew them up because your epoxy is going to fill that. You don't got to worry about it. But unfortunately, I put this little guy, this little hole, right on my hairline. So I am going to sew it up. I'll show you guys the stitch I do, and then I'll show you, I'm not going to show you guys like all the holes being stitched up, but there's a couple here in the lip line that are going to need sewn up. And I think other than that, that's kind of it. I didn't really put a whole lot in the face, but I use a small leather needle and I think it's nylon thread. Yeah, I think it's the nylon. It's the tough stuff. And I double stitch these. So we're going to start with this little nostril hole here. Hopefully my camera will get some focus and you guys can see what we're doing. So I'm going to go, I use a whip stitch or a baseball stitch. I go under one side, up through, come through, and then sorry, I'm trying to do this so you guys can see it. And then I'll go under the other side, come through, and pull tight. And then from there, you can tie it off. So I'll just drop my needle, go ahead and tie this off. I like to do double knot just so it doesn't work itself loose. Then I can just keep on sewing. So I've got it tied off now. I'm gonna go ahead and just go under my other side again, come through. And this is just a tiny little hole, so it really
Doesn't need a whole lot of stitching. Come through. And then every few stitches, like on a bigger hole, every few stitches you would pull this tight. Pull that tight. Get your threads out of the way so you can kind of see what I did here, like so. And then I'm just gonna tie this off. I'll go through my skin one more time on this side. And then you just, once you create your loop here, you just run your needle through it, pull it tight, and run your needle through it a couple more times. Give that a good tighten. Now, when you go to the other side, except for where I just tied it off, your stitches are basically invisible. So that is why I do the stitch that I do. Like I say, it's a baseball stitch or whip stitch if you guys want to look up probably better videos of it out there. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just finish stitching up this face, just the holes that are gonna be really visible. So like these guys here on the lips. This is the thread I use. I don't know what it is. So once we got our nose stitch step, which we have done here, our face, our nose, whatever you gotta stitch on the face. I like to use that thread on the thin skin. I don't worry about it on the thicker skin. I'm gonna use a wax thread on the thick skin and an S-curve needle, because good luck trying to get your tiny little leather needle through this thicker skin. But we've finished sewing this up. Oh.